Okay, so we're gonna get started up again. So I think everyone was here the first day, weren't they? Or watched the video. Okay, so this will be reading. So we're not gonna necessarily add any more notes. We're just gonna kind of go through and refresh some of the things that we talked about on the first day. What were some of the major things that we talked about when it comes to the reading test? Yep.
A reading code?
Yes. Okay, what else? So two hands, were you both gonna say reading code? Okay.
Types of passages.
Yep. Anything else?
Indexing?
Yes, that's a major one. How about the methods that you can take the test in? Okay. And then there was their trap answers. So these were kind of just the major things that we discussed on the first day. So let's start with reading code. Reading code is one of the biggest things that we're going to emphasize, along with like indexing and time management. But who wants to give an explanation of what reading code is?
The order you read the passages in?
Yep, the order that you take the test in, read the passages in. I'm not going to write that. Yes, that is exactly correct. So that kind of goes in hand with the types of passages. So there are 4 passages of the test. What is the one that shows up first in every ACT reading?
Prose fiction.
What was that?
Prose fiction.
Yes, the prose fiction, which is just the fancy way of saying that it's going to be a narration or a story. What would be the second one?
Social studies.
Yes, social sciences, yes, which is social studies type topics. It's okay. Okay. What is the third one?
Humanities.
Yes. So humanities deals with the arts. All right, and what is the last one?
Natural science.
Natural science. Perfect. So these are the 4 different types of passages. The nice thing is that, like I said, they show up in this order on every single reading ACT test. They're never going to change the order, and that's why the reading code is so beneficial, is because it's a number that's never going to be affected by how they put in the passages. So we're going to go through our reading codes. So mine was 4312. What is yours?
1423.
423.
3214.
1243.
1432.
2143.
2431.
3241.
Good. Online people, Bailey.
1243.
Good. Eloise.
1243.
Good. Nisha. Oh, I think she said her mic's broken. Akshay.
2341.
Okay. So, those are all, it sounds like everyone's got a pretty good idea of what their reading codes are. And like I've said when I've talked about it, is it's always okay to change your reading code if you take a practice test or the actual ACT and you find that this didn't flow or work as good as you thought it would. It's always okay to change your reading code, but you'll get the most success out of it if you take a lot of practice tests to make sure that your reading code is as perfect as it can be. Okay, so we got these two. We're gonna skip indexing for a second. So the methods. How many methods did we talk about?
Isn't there 4?
Yes, so there's 4 passage methods. On the first day, did all 4 of them make the cut?
No.
No. How many did we leave? 2. So we got rid of 2 of them, and do you remember why we got rid of those 2?
Take too long.
What'd you say?
They take too long.
Yes, they take too long because those ones are when you read the questions first. And that is not gonna work for since you only have 35 minutes. So what were the 2 methods that we did leave up there?
I'll just skim the passage and then read the questions.
So skim passage. Read questions. Okay, what was the next one?
Split it in half, 4 minutes on the passage, then 4 minutes on reading.
Yes. So read the passage. And then read the questions. So I'm gonna ask you a follow-up question. Why did you say split it in half and you used 4 and 4?
Just kind of how I remembered it.
Yes. So the reason you said 4 and 4 is because we want you to do the passages in how many minutes?
8 minutes.
8 minutes. So this one would be 3 minutes of skimming the passage. Well, that was really bad. 3 minutes of skimming the passage and 5 minutes of reading it, the questions. Oh my gosh. That was not
Pulaski's in there.
Yeah. We're gonna do it this way, that'll work way better. Okay, and then, like he said, 4 and 4. So, as you can see, they both equal 8. So if you do the math, you have 10 questions per passage, 4 passages, 35 minutes. So that would be 8 minutes and 45 seconds per passage. But we all know it's not going to work out perfectly every way. So we want to get it down to 8 minutes per passage. So you have a little bit of leeway room at the end to double check your answers or see if maybe there's a question that stumped you a little bit. Okay, so those were the passage methods. And then I'm not going to write down the trap answers because you can kind of tell by the name what the trap answers mean. So there were 5 different types of trap answers. So there's distortion, misuse detail, out of scope, extreme, and opposite. So what does distortion mean?
Oh, I twist the details.
Yep, so they twist the details from the passage in a way so they aren't correct anymore. What about misuse detail?
Doesn't answer the question.
Yes, so it's a true statement from the passage, but it doesn't answer the question that they're asking. Out of scope,
Not included.
yep, so it's information that's not in the passage. Like I said, you should not have to use any prior knowledge when answering the questions. It should all be in that passage backing up your answer choice. Okay, extreme. So extreme is when it's too extreme to reflect the author's purpose, and it often includes words like always, never, best, worst, etc. And how about opposite?
Oh, but it's not.
Yeah, it just contradicts the information in the passage. So they like to throw those in there to try and make you pick the wrong answer. Those are the major things that we talked about. But our focus today is going to be on indexing, which is why we skipped it. So who can give a brief explanation of what indexing is? Just go ahead and say it, whoever can think of it.
Like marking the passage so you remember stuff.
Yes, so it's kind of making mental notes or, marking on the side. Important things that you think are going to be helpful when you're answering the questions. So what are some important things that you think are going to help? Like, what are some examples of things you should index?
Like the main idea.
So the main idea, main claim, everything like that, yep.
Dates.
Yep. Dates, and I'm also gonna just include numbers in general because, there are some cases where specific numbers might be helpful.
Locations.
Mm-hmm. Locations are a big one.
Isn't the author's point of view? And
Yep. So the author's feelings or like opinion towards the topic.
Like characters.
Yes, so like names.
Yeah.
So names of characters would be helpful, names of, like, places, not, kinda goes with locations, I guess. Any others you guys can think of? Okay, I think that is a good, kind of basis to have. So today we're just gonna kind of do some practice passages with indexing and, seeing how they help you guys with the actual, questions that you're gonna come up with. Another thing with indexing is if you're reading and you feel like some, like, statement or phrase is like sticking out to you, just mark a star by it or anything like that, because more than likely there's a reason that it's, sticking out. Any questions on anything with indexing or anything we talked about earlier? Okay. So, what we're gonna do is, I feel like you've all given me pretty good answers. I'm gonna give you all a piece of candy. You guys, okay, what do you want?
I'm good.
You're good? You don't want anything?
I'll do just a Hershey's.
Okay. What do you want?
can I just get a Reese's one?
Okay.
Oh, can I get the biggest one, the Reese's?
Biggest one of these?
No, the
of
Reese's.
these?
Yeah.
These are Reese's Pieces.
Oh, I'll just take a Kit Kat then.
I'll take a Kit Kat.
Okay.
Thank you.
So there were those two different methods, and I know a lot of you guys are going to take different methods. So what we're going to do is, let me find the page. Open this red book to page 366. Okay, so we're gonna start with passage 1. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes and 30 seconds to index this whole passage. And then we'll go through and answer the questions afterwards to see if it,
What's the page number again?
366.
That's passage 3, right?
Do you have,
Yeah.
That's the one in the 362.
what year is your book?
You have 2022.
Oh, you have the newer one? Okay. Let me go, hold on, give me 2 seconds. Okay, got the right one. Okay, so start on page, actually go to 330 and rip out that bubble sheet. So we can also work with just, filling that out as you go. You won't need that while we're indexing, but when we go to take that, or answer the questions when we go. It's okay. Okay, so it's actually page 362 in the 23-24 book. 362. So just looking at this one, they more than likely always include one of the passages where it has, you know, a part A and a part B, and then they're gonna ask you some questions about just A, and then some about just B, and then some about how they're similar and how they're different. So it's important to kind of note that as you take this. So we're gonna give you 3 minutes and 30 seconds to just do the indexing part of it, and then we will go through and see what you guys were able to identify as good indexing, and then we'll answer the questions, okay? So 3 minutes and 30 seconds just to do the indexing. Any questions before we start? Okay, and go. Alright, you've got 1 minute left. Time's up. Okay, so we're just gonna go through and see what you guys were able to index, and then if one of your classmates indexed something that you thought would be beneficial to know or to have marked down and you didn't, you can go ahead and add it, and then when we take the, or when we go and answer the questions, you'll have that indexed. So give me an example of something that you guys indexed.
Just like locations and places along the everything.
Okay, give me an example of one that you found.
Well, we're at the start Memphis bus station.
Good. Anything else? Anybody online have anything you guys indexed? Well, I know somebody had to have put more than that. Hmm?
The like person speaking, like they described the girl or whatever. It's like in line 52.
Yep, good. Yes, that's a good one.
I just made a note that like every passage was similar, but like one wanted to talk and one didn't want to talk.
You mean between passage A and passage
Yeah.
B? Good. Yeah, it's good to know the differences and the similarities that you find when you're reading them. That was good. Let's do one more.
Kind of like the characters as well. Like,
Yep.
the girl when she first came on at like 48, I think it is.
Yeah, good. Okay, so now that you have some basis of things that you've indexed, we're gonna do the first 10 questions, and you're gonna answer those using obviously the passage, but also hopefully using the things that you've indexed. I'm gonna give you 4 minutes and 30 seconds to do that. And we'll see if everyone gets it done in that time, then maybe we'll knock it down to 4. Any questions about anything? Okay. Okay, 4 minutes and go. we've got 1 minute left. Alright, time is up. How many people got through all 10 questions? Good. If you're online, yep, just do a thumbs up for... Okay, good. So it looks like your guys' time management is pretty good. We're gonna go through the answers at the end after we've done the other passages. But by a raise of hands, how many people thought that the indexing helped you answer the questions? Good. Okay, so we're gonna just move on to the second passage and get more indexing practice in. So it's gonna be the same process like we did. We're gonna do 3 minutes and 30 seconds of just the indexing. And then a lot of you said you got it done in, the questions done in, what was it, 4.5 minutes? But did you guys have like a lot of leeway room, or was it pretty close?
Pretty close.
Pretty close, so you wanna, should we keep it 4 minutes and 30 seconds? Or should we drop it down? Okay, we'll keep it 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and then we'll see if, if we can lower it later. Okay, so on page 364, we're gonna do the indexing for this second passage. Any questions before we start the time? Okay. So we're gonna do 3 minutes and 30 seconds and go. Got 1 minute left. All right, time is up. Okay. So we're gonna do the same process like we did, hopefully with more answers this time. What are some examples of things that you guys index?
I index like dates and like titles of books of the things he wrote.
Good. Like where it says his most popular novels and everything
Yeah.
like that. Good. Mm-hmm.
And with that second paragraph, it's like family, heritage, and then his family members and what they did.
Yep. So kind of his background, everything like that. That's a good one.
Some of the places he lived, like Edinburgh and Harriet Row. Specific items, some places in his books. too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good. One more. Yep.
Quotes, I did some quotes too. The
Good.
same one.
Okay. Online people, anything that you guys index that we didn't say? Okay, I'm assuming no. Alright, so we're gonna do the 4 minutes and 30 seconds to answer the next 10 questions. And using your indexing, it should take you less time than that, but we will double check. Okay, I'll give you a minute warning at 3 minutes, 30 seconds also. Anything before? Okay. 4 minutes and 30 seconds, go. got 1 minute. All right, your time is up. Okay. How many people got through those 10? Good. Okay, good. And how many people thought indexing helped with the question? Okay, good. The hard thing with indexing is it all comes down to the person indexing. If you only indexed a couple things, then more than likely it's not going to help you a ton. But if you took the time and was able to practice and use the indexing strategies on practice tests to like strengthen your ability at it, then it more than likely is going to help you a lot more on your test because you're going to be indexing the right things instead of just indexing random things, okay? So we're going to go to passage 3 and do the same process that we've been doing, and then after that we will check all your guys' answers and see if there's any questions or anything, okay? So we're going to do same thing, 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. I'll give you a warning at 2:30, and that's just for the indexing part. Anything else you guys need? Okay. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And go. got 1 minute. All right, your time's up. All right, how many got all 10 questions done in that time?
We're just indexing.
Or indexes? Oh, shoot. Oh, I guess wait. Did I let you go a minute later? I don't know. Okay, how many got your indexing done? Okay, good. So we're gonna skip the part where we go over what we indexed, and we're just gonna go on to the questions so that you guys only can use what you guys indexed. So I'm gonna give you 4 minutes to go ahead and get those questions done. Alright, and go. Alright, you've got 1 minute left. time's up. If you didn't finish, that's okay. We're just gonna go through the answer choices, or the answers to all 3 passages. And then don't mark the correct, if you get it wrong, don't mark the correct answer, just mark that you got it wrong, and then you can go ahead and try it again and see if you get the right answer. If you do get it wrong, on page 441 is all the explanations. So you can go through and see why the right answer is what it is. And then after reading that, if you still have questions, you can let me know when I'm here next, and we can go through those. Okay, so number 1 is B, number 2 is H, number 3 is D, number 4 is F, number 5 is B, number 6 is F, number 7 is C, number 8 is J, number 9 is D, number 10 is F, number 11 is D, number 12 is F, number 13 is D, number 14 is G, number 15 is C, number 16 is H, number 17 is A, number 18 is J, number 19 is A, and number 20 is J. Number 21 is B, 22 is G, 23 is D, 24 is G, 25 is C, 26 is H, 27 is A, 28 is G, 29 is D, and 30 is J. Any repeats? Okay, so if you go through those and you aren't quite sure why the correct answer is the one that it is, let me know and we can go through and I'll explain it to the best of my ability. And that is everything for today. Any questions about anything we went over? Perfect. Then I will see you guys, or someone will see you guys next week.